and welcome to Sullivan's Farm. What I'm going to show in this video are the various bits and pieces I use to heat up water to mix the milk powder, how I measure it out and all that kind of carry on, and then the process or the procedure of how I feed 1 pen of 5 and then start mixing the milk and the water and measuring it out for the next pen of 5, and then the little checks I have at the end to make sure all 6 pens are fed and feeding and have everything they need till the next feeding tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening again. If people have any comments as to how I might be a bit more efficient or what I could be doing in parallel or what I shouldn't be trying to do in parallel, I'd be delighted if you could share. But look, we'll go into the shed for a look now anyway. The first thing when I walk in usually anyway is to get the priorities right. Turn on the radio. WLR. I will set up the camera here so you can kind of see a few bits happening in a second, but this is the first thing. It's we'll take it out of the box in a second there, but it's a simple water heater that just comes on a timer hanging just there like that. So I usually give it about, I think it's about an hour and a half to heat up the water in 1 barrel, and that does then the 30 calves that are around here. That's just a little slot or a little bit of timber where I cut the slot out so it fits in around the heater and keeps things nice and tight, and it keeps any vermin or crows or dirt falling into it. And then I have 2 barrels here, so while I'm feeding the calves this evening, the barrel to heat the water tomorrow morning is already filling. So that's the kind of the first job, I suppose. Just take off again a cover on that to keep all the creepy crawlies out, and that just fills away there. So after that, we take the milk powder out of the cubby hole and start filling the water. Oh, one new invention this year, just to save my back a little bit, is just a simple thing like that. So when I put this bucket up on top and then I go to whisk the milk, I'm not bending over. First job is to just measure out the amount of water needed. So at the moment that is 2 litres. At the moment there's 2 litres in this jug. That's 6, 8. It's actually a bit hot, so one advantage of having the cold water with the hot is that if it's a little bit warm some days, you can kind of balance it out a little bit. So the next job then is to mix out the milk powder. Usually after a week or 2, I kind of get the hand to eye to weight coordination kind of going right, but I can't seem to get it right this year, so I'm still using weighing scales here, but it's manageable. I'd prefer to spend the extra couple of seconds on each one getting it right rather than kind of saying chance it. So it's a matter of mixing it up then. Whip it up. It's usually about 2 jugfuls, and I whisk in 1 at a time, so they're getting, a pen of 5 is getting 1.5 kg, so that's 300 grams in the morning and 300 in the evening at the moment. The plan is to graduate them to once a day in the next week, but at the moment it's 300 grams in the morning, 300 grams in the evening in 10 litres of water both times, so it's 20 litres of water altogether. So when the milk is mixed and I'm ready to rock here with this, then we just throw it into the calves. One of the 5 from the far down pen has come up, so I just need to move them back down. So there's 5 per pen, not 6 and 4 again. So we got them sorted. They're drinking away now, and the plan then is to, if you can whip it around, just mix out, turn the camera around, measure out the next 5 litres and start mixing that while they're drinking that. Now, it doesn't always work out. Usually there's a fast one in every pen, and they kind of ruin it for everybody by pucking the slow ones out of the way. But sure, look, we do our best to keep order in class too. So dry the hand again, keep the powder dry, keep my hand from getting too sore either. The skin gets a bit dry at times. Now we'll go back and check that. So they're pucking each other away, trying to get at anyone who has a spare drop left. But this pen, in fairness, are usually fairly even. So we'll grab the feeder there now and go down to the next pen, who are bawling below, waiting to break out and try and come up here again. Measure the next one out. Now, let's go without saying, what we have to factor in is the powder that's stuck to the jug as well. It weighs about 200 empty, so that's just something to factor in when I'm weighing it out. We have the next jug mixed. Now even we'll head out to the 4 lots out in the new shed. The big Angus bulls are a bit faster at drinking than some of the Frisian heifers, so we have to be kind of moving fast. Or the bigger ones out there will push the smaller ones out of the way, so we won't hang around. I'm going to be using the out to them as we're going. We'll head out, show you the trip. It's about 20 yards to the new shed. It's not ideal behind those big feed barriers, but it is manageable for this year anyway. I'm not going messing around and changing again. You want to be fit around here at times, jump them fucking barriers. Now that the last pen of 5 are drinking, I'm a little bit out of breath, we'll start washing up the bits and pieces. So there's not much to wash up. A bucket, I'll show you what's in that one in a second, and I'll just get the whisk here as well, give that a rinse, and then we'll wash out the feeder when they're finished with it in a second as well. So that hose is new this year, just makes it a bit easier to wash it just beside where I'll be filling it again tomorrow morning. That's the main body of the work anyway. The 6 pens of 5 have all drank their milk, so it's just a matter of doing the little checks per pen now and getting set up for tomorrow morning. So first thing to check is the level of water in this, because I try and keep it, you can't see it there now with the light, but I try and keep it the same so that I'm heating the same amount of water, and that's linked into how long the timer is on for, so it's not too hot or it's not too cold. And one of the things I like with the 2 barrels, or with the whole idea of the 2 barrels, is that if I'm just caught for a split second in a pen, then the water doesn't overflow. Or if too much goes into one barrel, I can just tip it out into the next one and just put a little bit less in that the following morning. So we'll get set up for that, and then we'll do the little checks in each of the pens. So the 3 checks per pen are hay, cubes. Oh, there's no water in these ones. Right, I'll show you where the water is for these ones in a second. But they're the 3 checks. Or sorry, we'll start there. Hay, cubes, and the water buckets that go in the corner. I said I'd show you what was in this bucket that was outside earlier. And that's what it is. I don't know if it's just a bit of dirty straw or if one of them's actually peed in it, but it's a pain having to have buckets in each of the pens, or most of the pens anyway. There's water trucks in 2 of them, but the other 4 have just the buckets like that. It is a pain, but it means I'm sure that they're getting clean fresh water every time in the morning and in the evenings, and it also lets me see that they're drinking the water. If the water is not being drank, then that kind of tells me maybe something is wrong. If it is being drank, then, you know, everybody's winning. So it's one of the reasons I have the buckets. It's a couple of extra minutes work morning and evening, but I don't mind it, because it helps me sleep a bit easier knowing that they have clean fresh water and they're drinking it. I've checked the 2 pens inside now for hay, cubes, water, and they're fine. These ones here, you can see there, have that little truck in the corner that I put in when the cattle were here, so they're grand. This is a wicked hand, like the barriers aren't ideal. Feeding them and having them out here aren't ideal. But one thing that is working out is having the bucket of water outside the pen, so they can stick their heads out to it. But another one here in this pen, and the bottom ones then have their own water truck too. But it means they can't poop or wee in it, and I just need to top it up. So we need to clean that out and top it up again. They have their hay, throwing them their cubes down there, cubes there. So that's that. They've all had their milk. We've done the 3 checks, hay, cubes, water, in each pen. And we're nearly there. We'll turn off the radio, head on out, close the door, and we're done. Till tomorrow morning. It's the morning after, the evening before now. I've just done the exact same thing this morning. The same feeding routine. There's nothing like a bit of boring consistency. It's just after 8 o'clock. I feed them at 7:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the evening. That kind of works around the office job and driving youngsters to school and all that kind of crack. So that's what I'm at now, heading over, get the youngsters sorted, although they're off school, so that makes it a bit harder. And then into the office for the day before back this evening again to go through the same kind of mundane routine. But look, there's a kind of a zen to it as well. So if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. Thanks a million for watching. If you've any comments, throw them into the comment section below, and we'll talk to you soon. Good luck.